In today's yoga class, we will look at alternatives to sitting in a chair. We will do lots of spine mobilization, and we will work on coming on and off the mat with ease and grace. So if you're cross-legged like me, let's just start with that. So you're crossing your shins. If possible, you're not using your hands and you're standing up. Now come to the top of the mat, arms are by your side. Take an inhale. On your exhale, fold forward with a straight back and then round to come up again. Inhale, folding forward, and exhale, you're rounding up. Inhale, fold forward with a straight back. Exhale, you're rounding up. 2 more like this. Inhale and exhale, come up. 1 more. Inhale, exhale, round your back, stay there. Stay in your forward fold. Relax your neck. Then place your hands on the mat. Step back into downward facing dog. Pedal your feet in your down dog. And then release both of your heels down. Spread your fingers, relax your neck, holding here in your down dog. And from down dog, we'll come into all fours. Lower down your knees onto the mat. Have your toes pointed, your fingers are spread, hands underneath the shoulders. And then raise your hips up, tuck your tailbone under. Raise your hips up, tuck your tailbone under. Keep going. So you're only working with the hips. You're not arching, rounding your back. So do a couple more like this, only the hips. And then we will add on for our cat and cow. So raise your hips, drop your belly, lift your chest. Now you're arching your back and then tuck your tailbone under, round your lower, middle, upper back, chin to chest. And again, inhale, raising the hips, drop the belly, lift the chest, look forward. And exhale, tuck your tailbone under, round your back, chin to chest. 1 more each, inhale. And exhale. And come into neutral position. Take your right arm up towards the ceiling. And then release your right hand down. Left arm up towards the ceiling. And place it down. Again, right arm comes up. Place it down. Left arm up. Place it down. 1 more each. Right arm. And left arm. And release. Tuck your toes under, lift your knees up, come into your downward facing dog. Pedal your feet from down dog, come forward into plank pose, and then lower down your knees again so you're in all fours. Draw some circles this time with the hips in one direction. Nice big circles. 2 more. 1, and switch direction. Nice big circles with the hips in the other direction. For 2 more. And 1. Neutral position here. Raise your right knee up and draw some circles with the right knee. Keep a 90-degree angle behind the right knee and then make the circles bigger. So it doesn't matter which direction you're starting. And then switch direction. So keep your circles small and then make them bigger and bigger. And release the knee down. Other side. So lift the knee, draw some circles. Make them small and then gradually you make them bigger and bigger. And then switch direction. Start small and then go bigger. And release the knee down. Tuck your toes under, lift your knees up, downward facing dog. Pedal your feet a few times. And then from down dog, come forward into your plank. Bring your shoulders forward, place your knees down, lower all the way onto your belly. Point your toes, lift your gaze forward, shoulders away from your ears, elbows are bending backwards. You're in a low cobra, toes are pointed, glutes engaged. And then press yourself up, seat to heel and downward facing dog. Stay in your down dog, release your heels down and breathe for 3 more. 2 and 1. Bend your knees, look towards your hands, step or hop if you can forward. Lengthen, lift, inhale, exhale, fold, inhale, come up. Samasthiti here. Extend your arms forward, lift your heels up, lower down until you're sitting on your heels. So your heels are off the mat, arms extended forward, back is straight, and then slowly come up and arms by your side. 4 more like this. Extend your arms, lift your heels, lower down, come up, arms and heels down. And again, lower and release. 2 more. And 1 more. Extend your arms, lift the heels, lower down, and then you're coming up. Now extend your arms forward again. Keep your heels down as you slowly, slowly sink your hips down, holding here. So you're in a chair pose. Hold here and then slowly come up. Okay, you can stay with that, or you extend your arms forward. Sink your hips down until your hips are all the way down on your heels or towards your heels, and your heels are on the mat. Holding here, extend your arms forward, and then you're coming up again. 4 more like this. So lower down and lift. 3 more. 2. 1. And release. If this was enough, you're welcome to repeat. Or what we're going to do, we're going all the way down, and then we're rolling back and rolling up into standing position again. All right, let's go. So extend your arms, slowly lower down, roll back, roll up, and then come standing up. 4 more. Extend, roll back, and up. 3 more. It's a nice one for the spine as well. 2 more. Last one. Back and up and release. Well done. Take your right foot in front of the left. Yeah. In fact, take it a little bit further towards the left. Hold here and then fold forward. You can have your back rounded. Holding here. Feel the stretch. Your toes, they face towards 12 o'clock. Holding here. And then slowly, slowly come up. Now lift your heels up. Extend your arms forward. Slowly bend your knees. Bend your knees. And then slowly come sitting down with control. Good. Well done. How we're going to come up again. Just like that. Lift and release. Other side. So your left foot comes over towards the right. Your toes face towards 12 o'clock. You fold forward. Stay here for a moment. Enjoy the stretch. For 3 more. 2 and 1. Slowly come up. Extend your arms forward. Lift your heels up. Slowly lower down. And then with control, you're sitting down. And then just like that, you're coming up again into a standing position. And then release your feet, release your legs. Shake them out a little bit. Good. Extend your arms forward. Take an inhale and an exhale. Sink your hips down again. Lift your heels up. Place your hands on the mat. Holding here. And then step into your downward facing dog. So one leg, then the other leg. And you're in your down dog. Pedal your feet a few times. And from down dog, take your right foot between your hands. Take your right arm up towards the ceiling in your easy twist. So your back leg is straight, left leg is straight, and your right foot is pressed down. Keep your right leg bent. Holding here for 3, 2, and 1. Hand comes down, downward facing dog, other side. So left foot forward, hold here. And when you're ready, your left arm comes up, your right leg is straight. Hold here for 3, 2, and 1. Hand comes down, downward facing dog. Pedal your feet in your down dog and come forward into a plank pose. Bring your shoulders forward, knees down, and then all the way onto your belly. Place your forearms onto the mat, into your Sphinx pose. So your elbows are underneath the shoulders. Your forearms are parallel to each other. Fingers are spread. Shoulders away from your ears. Hold here, engage your glutes. Then round your back, chin to chest. And lift your chest. Looking forward, releasing the belly down. And again, so you're rounding. And arching. Rounding. And arching. 2 more. Round. And arch. 1 more. Round. And arch. Holding here. Engage your glutes. Press the floor away from you. Hold here for 3, 2, and 1. Slowly lower down, make a pillow with your left hand. Reach behind you with your right hand for your right foot and bring your heel towards your hips. Hold here, tailbone long, pubic bone is pressing down for 3, 2, and 1. Release, switch sides. Take your foot, tailbone long, pubic bone pressing down for 3, 2, and 1. Release. Reach behind you with both hands for your feet. Try and have your knees not too far apart from each other, and then pull your heels towards your hips. Bend your elbows sideways. Keep your neck long. Hold here for 3, 2, and 1. Release. Take your ankles. Flex your feet. Keep your thighs down. Press your feet into your hands so your chest comes up. So peel yourself off the mat as much as you can. Hold here and breathe for 3, 2, and 1. Lower down. Come up again. Lift. Hold here. Knees, thighs down. Press your feet into your hand to lift higher for 3, 2, and 1. Slowly lower down. 1 more. Lift. Hold here. Give it everything for 3, 2, and 1. Slowly release. Take your hands next to your chest. Toes are tucked under. Keep your knees on the mat. Press yourself up and you're holding here. Hold here. If you want to make it harder, you lift your knees off the mat. And breathe for 5, 4, 3. Tailbone long, ribs together, neck is long. 2, and 1. Lift your knees and come into your downward facing dog. Pedal your feet a few times. And then take your right foot outside your right hand. Lower down your left knee onto the mat and then push your hips forward and down. Hold here as your right toes turn out towards 1 o'clock. For 3, 2, and 1. Lift your back knee up. Step back, downward facing dog. Left foot outside your left hand. Toes turn out towards 11 o'clock. Right knee is down. Push your hips forward and down. Hold here and breathe for 3, 2, and 1. Lift your knee. Step back, downward facing dog. A little flow. Take your right foot outside your right hand. Raise your right arm up. Place your right hand down. Step back into a plank pose. Bring your shoulders forward. Bend the elbows. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Left foot outside your left hand. Left arm up. Place your left hand down. Step back into plank. Shoulders forward. Bend the elbows. Upward facing dog and downward facing dog. Got it? We will do this 2 more times. Let's get started. Right foot, right arm up, hand down, step back plank, shoulders forward, bend the elbows. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Left foot outside your left hand, left arm up, hand down, step back, shoulders forward, bend the elbows. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. 1 more time. Right foot outside your right hand, right arm up, release, step back, vinyasa, bend the elbows, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Left foot, left arm up, hand down, step back, shoulders forward, bend the elbows, upward facing dog and downward facing dog. Pedal your feet, catch your breath, and then lower down your knees onto the mat. Keep your toes tucked under. Sit back on your heels. Bring your little toes facing forward. Interlace your hands behind you. Inhale and exhale. Forward, forward, holding here. Relax your neck, relax your head. Take your arms with you over your head as much as you can. And breathe for 3, 2, and 1. Slowly, slowly come up. Hands on the mat in front of you. Point your toes. Place your palms together in front of your heart. Lift your hips up. Draw some circles with your hips in one direction for 4 more. 3, 2, 1. Switch direction. For 4 more. 3, 2, 1. All right, now hover your hips above your ears, just above your ears. Hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then lift your hips up so they're above your knees. Bring your knees, your thighs together. Tailbone is long, glutes engaged, ribs together. Take your hands behind you on your lower back. Lift your chest up. Look towards the ceiling. Hold here and breathe for 3 more. 2 and 1. Release. Take your hands and fingers facing up now. Elbows towards each other. Tailbone long, glutes engaged. Lift up. Hold here for 3, 2, and 1. You can repeat, or you have your toes tucked under. Reach behind you. Catch your heels. Hips forward. Chest is lifted. Gaze is up or behind you for 3, 2, and 1. Use your core strength to come out of the pose. Now everyone, have your toes tucked under. Place your hands on the mat in front of you. Place the crown of the head onto the mat. Keep your hips high. Catch the outer edges of your feet. And then bring your hips towards the front of the mat. So you're pulling on the outer edges of your feet. Your shoulder blades move away from each other. Hold here for 3, 2, and 1. And release. Come into all fours. Point your toes. Keep your hips where they are, above your knees. Puppy stretch. Walk your hands forward. And then lower down your forehead onto the mat. And melt your chest down towards the mat. Hold here for 3, 2, and 1. Slowly come up into all fours. Round your back, chin to chest. Neutral position. Tuck your toes under, lift your knees up, come into your downward facing dog. Look towards your hands, squatting position. Take your right foot outside your right hand, left foot outside your left hand. Sink your hips down. Hold here. Place your palms together. Holding here for 3, 2, and 1. Hands down, lift your hips up, step back with the right leg, step back with the left leg. Downward facing dog. Now left foot comes forward, then your right foot. Sink your hips down, holding here, palms together, chest is lifted, elbows pressing against your inner thighs for 3, 2, and 1. Hands come down, lift your hips, step back with the left, step back with the right. Pedal your feet. Now we'll jump into our squatting position. If you're not jumping, you can just step forward if you like, yeah? Or you jump, sink down, hands on the mat, and you're jumping back. Got it? 3 of those. Jump forward, sink your hips down, stay here for a moment, hands on the mat then, lift your hips up and jump back. And again, jump forward, palms together, lift your chest, catch your breath just for a second or 5, and then hands on the mat, lift your hips and jump back again. 1 more. Palms together, holding here for 3, 2, and then jump back when you're ready. Well done. Paddle your feet a few times. And then walk your feet forward towards your hands. Stay here, have your knees bent, ragdoll. Relax your head, relax your neck, and breathe. For 3, 2, and 1. Slowly, slowly come up into a standing position. From your standing position, we come kneeling down. So take your right knee down, and then your left knee. Stand up with the right leg, stand up with the left leg. 4 more on this side, yeah, leading with the right. Lower, lower, come up and up. Ooh, stay steady. 3 more. 2 more. Last 1. Now leading with the left. So left, right, left foot and right foot. 4 more. Lower, lower, come up. Lower, lower, come up. Only 2 more rounds. Last one. Good, well done. Extend your arms forward, lift your heels up, slowly bend your knees, and then bring your knees down first. Okay. Have your toes tucked under, lean back slightly so you feel a stretch in your feet, holding here, and then lift your knees up and then come into standing position again. Let's try that again. So you're lifting your heels, arms extended, bend your knees, bring your knees forward, sit on your heels, have your toes tucked under, lean back slightly for an additional stretch. You can have your baby toes coming forward if they feel neglected. And then you're lifting your knees and then you're coming up again. Let's do that again. One more time. Lift your heels, arms forward, bend your knees, lower down. And then keep your toes tucked under and sit back. Holding here, feel the stretch for 3, 2, and 1. And release. Point your toes. Relax. Come into all fours. Stay here in all fours. All right, so sternum drops. For sternum drops, you're collapsing into the sternum. Okay? So your shoulder blades move towards each other and you're just hanging here. And then you press the floor away from you. And then again, you're collapsing. And then press the floor away and collapse. So keep going with that. So collapsing and pressing the floor away from you. And the next time you press the floor away from you, you stay there. Tailbone is long, ribs together. Step back with the right leg, step back with the left leg into a plank pose and then into your downward facing dog. Pedal your feet in your down dog. Come forward into plank, lower down your knees and all the way onto your belly. Reach behind you with both hands for your feet. You can stay here, you can bend your heels towards your glutes again if you prefer, or you come up into a bow pose. So lift up, up, up. Hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And release. And again, lift up. Hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One more time. Release, take a breather, and then lift up when you're ready. Hold for 3, 2, and 1. And release. Take your hands next to your chest. Come into child's pose. In child's pose, have your knees together. Relax your head. And then breathe into your back ribs for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly lift your head up. So you're in a kneeling position. Sink your hips down so they're resting on your heels. Okay? If that's super uncomfortable, you can come into cross-legged position. Okay? But we're looking at alternatives to sitting in a chair, and this is one of them. Right? So holding here. Now take your right hand next to you. Reach your left arm up and over for a side stretch. And breathe for 3 more. 2 and 1. Over to the other side. Up and over. Holding here. Spin the chest open a little bit for 3, 2 and 1. Come up. Now you stay with the right knee on the mat. Place your left foot on the mat. Okay. Again, take your right hand next to you. Left arm up. Reach over for a side stretch. Hold here. Now bend your right elbow backwards and you're threading through. Hold here. For 3 more. 2 and 1. Slowly come up, up, up. Release. Switch legs. So lower down your left knee. And then your right foot comes down with the knee facing up. Left hand is next to you. Right arm up. And then go for your side bend. Now bend your left elbow backwards and you're threading through. Feel the stretch in your spine. Hold here and breathe for 3 more. 2 and 1. Slowly come up, up, up and back into a kneeling position. Now, if this is enough, please stay here or keep your knees together. Bring your feet a little bit wider and then sink your hips down. Holding here and breathe for 3, 2 and 1. Lift up, bring your feet together again. Bring your knees together and then stay here. Now from here we come into a cross-legged position. Cross your shins, roll over your hips and then sit down. From cross-legged position we'll do a twist. So take your left hand behind you, take your right hand onto the left knee, lengthen here, inhale and exhale, twist. Hold here. Press your right hand against the left knee for a deeper twist for 3, 2 and 1. Switch sides. Lengthen and twist. Hold here for 3, 2 and 1. Come back to the center. Bring your feet further forward. Bring your feet further away from each other. So you're crossing your shins now. Release the knees down. Fold forward here and breathe. 3, 2 and 1. Slowly come up, switch legs. Feet are flexed, shins are crossed. When you're ready, you fold forward. For 3, 2 and 1. Slowly come back up. Release your legs, shake them out. Bring both of your legs over towards the right. Take your right hand next to you, left arm up and over your ear and come into your side stretch again. Spin the chest open. And release your hand down. Take your right arm up and over your ear. And we are threading through again. So bend your left elbow, thread through. And this time you can lift your right hip up. And you can go a little bit deeper. Hold here. For 3, 2 and 1. Come up and over. One more side stretch to the right. And release. Bring your legs over to the other side. Left hand is next to you, right arm up, and come to your side stretch. Spin your chest open a little bit more, holding here. And then take your right arm down, left arm up and over your ear. Now bend the elbow backwards, threading through, and you can lift your left hip up and go a little bit deeper. Hold here for 3 more. 2 and 1. Come up and over to the first side. And release. Good. Place your feet flat on the mat in front of you. Flex your feet. Catch the outer edges of your feet. And now slowly bring your feet further forward. If you have a surface where you can slide your heels, you do that. And you're rounding your back, bring your chin towards your chest, and you're pulling your belly button away from your thighs. Your shoulder blades move away from each other, and you should feel a lovely, lovely stretch there. Hold here, holding here. For 3 more. 2 and 1. Slowly come back up. Now straighten out your legs. Take your hands left and right over your hips and fold forward. Keep your back straight if you can. Hold here. Gaze is your big toes. Feet are flexed. Sternum is lifted. Shoulders relaxed. For 3 more. 2 and 1. Slowly come back up. Bend your knees, place your feet flat on the mat. Extend your arms forward. Take an inhale here and then exhale. Slowly, slowly, vertebra for vertebra. Lower down all the way onto your back. Arms by your side. Bring your feet a little bit closer towards you. Press your feet down. Start to tuck your tailbone under. Raise your hips. Lower back, middle back, upper back up. And then lower down again, vertebra for vertebra. Once you're down, you're releasing completely so you feel the natural curve in your spine. And then keep going, so you're rolling up and rolling down. So do a few more in your own time. So all the spine stuff is really, really good to staying young, staying supple and flexible. And Joseph Pilates sees that a man is as young as a spinal column. Or maybe he said, ein Mann ist so jung wie seine Wirbelsäule. Because he was German after all, wasn't he? It means the same. So we need to keep our spine flexible so it can move. All right, one more. And then slowly lower down. Now bring your heels as close towards your hips as you can. Maybe you can reach for your heels with your fingers. Press your feet down and start to raise your hips. Lower back, middle back, upper back up. You're welcome to stay here in your Pilates bridge or raise your hips higher. Interlace your hands behind you and wiggle your shoulders towards each other. Hold here. Press your feet down. Press the inner edges of your feet down and breathe for 3, 2, and 1. Release your hands, release your shoulders, slowly lower down and release completely. Place your feet mat distance apart, drop your knees towards each other, hands on your belly, close your eyes and take a few deep inhales and exhales while you're contemplating what are you going to do next. So we will do 2 more back bends here. You have the option of doing 2 more bridges, or you can take a full wheel if you like, or you stay here, that's fine as well. All right, so blink your eyes open, bring your feet together again, so they're about hip distance apart and parallel to each other. Arms are by your side, start to raise your hips, lower back, middle back, upper back up. You can stay here, interlacing your hands, so you take your hands left and right off your ears. If you've never done that, please don't do that today, and definitely not when you're alone. Or if you're comfortable with pressing up, you can press up, crown of the head onto the mat, and then you're lifting up, holding here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Chin to chest, slowly lower down all the way. If you're in your bridge pose, you lower down as well. And we will do 1 more round. When you're ready, lift up into your bridge or into your full wheel. And then hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Chin to chest and slowly lower down. Hug your knees into your chest. Catch the outer edges of your feet. Straighten out your legs, but try and keep your thighs on your belly. Hold here. And lift your head up. So you're in a forward fold, but laying down. And then release your head down. Pull the legs towards you a little bit more. Maybe straighten them out. If your hips come off the mat a bit, that's fine. And release. Bring your feet mat distance apart. Just a few finishing stretches. Drop both of your knees over to the right. Hold here. And then take your right ankle, place it over your left knee. So right ankle over the left knee, flex the foot. Holding here. And release. Both feet are on the mat. Come up and drop your knees over to the other side. And this time, left ankle over the right knee. Holding here. Left foot is flexed. And release. Slowly come up. Straighten out your left leg. Bring your right knee into your chest. Release your right hand down. Bring your knee across the midline all the way over towards your left. Hold here, deep stretch. And breathe. For 3 more. 2. And 1. Bring the knee up. Straighten out your right. Bend your left. Release your left hand down. Bring the knee across the midline, all the way over to the right. Holding here. And then slowly bring your knee up. Hug both of your knees into your chest. Roll from side to side a few times. Then place your hands over your knees. Draw some circles with the knees in one direction. Knees come apart and together again. Switch direction. And release. Hug your knees into your chest. So you didn't think we would finish sitting, did you? So we're going to come into a standing position. So start to rock forwards and backwards. I hope I'm not making a fool out of myself now. And then when you have enough momentum, ideally without using your hands, you come into a standing position. Phew. All right, thank you very much for joining me. That was brilliant. I hope you're feeling young. I hope you're feeling flexible and dynamic. Thank you very much. Namaste.